Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of you doing well. Today we are going to explore the biography of Douglas C. North, the famous institutional economist. I decided the last couple of lectures we spent on the bibliography of famous institutionalists like Douglas C. North, Coase and Williamson. So let's learning objectives. In this lecture, we will learn about the life of Douglas C. North, specifically biography, education, academic career, research agenda, legacy, and the famous publications of DC North. Douglas C. North, 1920 to 2015. Douglas C. North was an American economist and winner of the 1993 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economics, along with the Robert William Fogel, for his application of the economic theory and quantitative methods to economic history. His research focused on how institutions affect economic development. Biography. Douglas North was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, on November 5, 1920. He moved several times as child due to his father's work at MetLife. The family lived in Ottawa, Louisiana, New York City, and Wallingford, Connecticut. Education. North was educated at Ashbury College in Ottawa, Ontario, and Cote School in Wallingford, Connecticut. He was accepted at Harvard at the same time that his father became the head of MetLife on West Coast, so North opted to go to University of California, Berkeley. In 1942, he graduated with BA in General Curriculum Humanities, PhD in Economics. North returned to UC Berkeley to pursue a PhD in economics. He finished his studies in 1952 as he began work as an assistant professor at the University of Washington. Death. North died on November 23rd, 2015 at his summer home in Benzonia, Michigan from esophageal cancer at the age of 95. Now we discuss the academic career of Douglas C. North. North decided to join the University of Washington. From 1951 to 1956, North was an assistant professor of economics at University of Washington. Then from 1956 to 1960, an associate professor. In 1960, North became co-editor of the Journal of Economic History, popularizing cliometrics, that is, new economic history. And from 1960 to 1983, he was professor of economics at University of Washington, where he also served as the chair of economics department from 1967 to 1979. In 1979, he served as Patrician Professor of Political Economy at Rice University, and in 1981 to 82, as the pet professor of American history and institutions at Cambridge University. Before joining the faculty of Washington University in St. Louis in 1983 as the Henry R. Luce Professor of Law and Liberty in the Department of Economics, where he also served as Director of Center for Political Economy from 1984 to 1990. He was the Burlett Burnap Senior Fellow at the Hoover Institutions at Stanford University. First economic historian. In 1991, he became the first economic historian to win the John R. Commons Award, which was established by the Institutional International Honored Society for Economics in 1965. Now we discuss the research agenda of the Douglas C. North. Along with the Ronald Coase and Oliver Williamson, he helped found the International Society for the New Institutional Economics, which held its first meeting at St. Louis in 1997. His research included the property rights, transaction cost, and institutional basis of markets, and economic organization in history as well as the economic development in the developing countries. Now we discuss the legacy of the Douglas C. North. As a Nobel Prize winner, North's reputation extended both from his own university environment to the international influence made by his research and writing. North's research in new economic history has included such notable economists and historians such as Jonathan Hughes, Richard Stotch, Lloyd Mercer, Jim Shepard, Donald Gordon, Gary Walton, Lance E. Davis, Robert Hittenbach, Roger Ransom, Gaston Rimblinger, Terry L. Anderson, P.J. Hill, Phillips Coelho, and David Knowles, as recorded in the 60th anniversary dedication volume in the memory of D.C. North. Now we discuss the famous books or publications of Douglas C. North. Institutions, Institutional Change and Economic Performance. Number 2, Understanding the Process of Economic Change. Number 3, Structure and Change in Economic History. The Rise of the Western World, A New Economic History. Violence and Social Order, a conceptual framework for the interpreting the recorded human history. So what is your activity? Your activity is you list down the famous research paper and other publication of the Douglas C. North and email by 30th of June. Thank you.